Hi, I want to welcome everyone to part of our video series, 1913 Library and the efforts that we're making to save the library. I'd like to introduce you today to Susan Servin. She is our Director of Social Media and Marketing. Susan is currently the Director of Development and Public Relations for Voices Center for Resilience. She has extensive experience in development and digital marketing in both nonprofit and for-profit sectors. Her experience includes roles in development at the American Cancer Society, in global marketing at Save the Children Federation, and in analytics and project management at Unilever. She is also a co-founder of the nonprofit Chinese Language School of Connecticut and the nonprofit crowdfunding site, The Impact Vine. She has been active in the local community, serving on the boards of the New Canaan Museum and Historical Society, Kiwanis, League of Women Voters, and as a volunteer in many capacities in and around New Canaan. Susan received her MBA in Finance and International Business from Fairfield University and her Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing from Pace University in New York. She has lived in New Canaan with her husband Lawrence, two children, Emily and Becky, since 1998. I'd like to turn it over to Susan to talk a little bit about our social media efforts and the different platforms that we have available. Susan?
Hi, thanks, Kim. Hi, everybody. So I'm here today to talk about social media and a few things that we've done in that regard. And we currently have a Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. And so what we're hoping to do, as Kim knows, is just to share our findings, our insight, and different ways that we're looking to help the town and the community preserve our 1913 library building. I can share the, let's see if I can share the screen. I can get up our, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Think we can see it now, right?
Yes, perfect.
So on social media, if you have an account, you can click to view all of them, and hopefully you'll follow us on all or a few of them. On Facebook and Instagram, we're at Friends of Our 1913 Library. And on Twitter, we're at Save Our 1913 Library. And for lots of detailed information and charts and plans, visit us on the New Canaan Preservation Alliance.org site, or you can just click this link on our page to view the link itself.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're definitely out there trying to get our message out. I want to talk a little bit about my background, which is also our logo that Susan showed before. So this is an Augusta Simon painting. Augusta Simon was a resident of New Canaan. She's born in 1912, and she started painting in 1972. She wanted this, when she talks about her paintings, I wanted to just quote her. And she said, "In my paintings of New Canaan, I attempt to depict persons and places I have known since my early youth and present." So as you can see, that the painting that we've chosen to be our logo for Friends shows people hanging out, socializing on the lawn, and you can see how much green grass there is on the lawn. And one of the things that we want to make clear in our social media message is that we are supporting the New Canaan Library, but we also want to preserve the 1913 building. And those two buildings can coexist together very nicely with lots of green space, lots of open places to recreate, places to have musical concerts or other things on the lawn. I just want to ask Susan, when you look at our social media campaign and other information you've gotten from people, what do you think is the biggest misconception or misunderstanding that people have about Friends of Our 1913 Library efforts?
Well, it seems that when we talk to people and they hear about what we're doing, it seems like a lot of people think it's an either or effort. We're either in favor of keeping the building and not having the new library, or they think you have to be in favor of the new library. All of us are in favor of having a new library. I think we've used, I've lived here 22 years, almost 23 years, I can't believe it, but you use the library all the time and your kids are small, and then as you get older, and I mean, we definitely need a new library. Other towns have it, and normally New Canaan is in the cutting edge, on the cutting edge, and we can be here too. We can have a beautiful green new library, but we can also keep the charm of the 1913 library building, like you said, with the green and in a repurposed presentation. It can be an office space. There's a lot of uses for it from a feasibility study. So that's probably the biggest misconception, is people think that you can't have a new library without tearing down 1913. It's absolutely not true. The plans right now, as I understand it, would be to tear down 1913 and simply put in a lawn. And so it's not impeding or impacting the new library at all. So we certainly can keep it. And as a matter of fact, some of the architects that we've met with have said that the building is a visual anchor on that corner lot. You know, so I guess there are lots of things about architecture I don't understand, but that I do understand. I think another misconception is that many people seem to be unaware that the 1913 library, you know, that the library was planning to tear down the 1913 library building. So whenever I've talked to people, and I mention it a little bit, they're always very surprised. So we have this effort out there. We're in the media, we have our social media accounts, and we're hoping to get the effort out. But it's an uphill battle, you know, because people are very busy. So what we hope to do is just have people like us and follow us. And if you see an article that interests you, please like, comment, and share it, because the more views we can get, the more people will realize that we can have it both. We can have our brand new library, and we can have 1913, and we can keep our beautiful downtown.
Right. I think that makes a lot of sense. And the other thing I'd like to invite people to do is we're always looking for social media content. We put on a picture this morning from an artist in New Canaan who did a beautiful painting of the 1913 library at sunrise. So artists, content makers, you know, teenagers, anyone who wants to take pictures, do videos, or help us in any way to highlight what's so special about the library, not only in its actual architecture, but to the people of New Canaan. And there's so many people that have stories, you know, when they raised their children at the library, and they themselves have learned to read in that library. So we just want to preserve the old and welcome the new. And the building really does have a future, even though it's an over 100-year-old building. So I just want to double back to something that Susan said about the library creating a lawn. So the cost of the lawn, from what we've heard in public meetings, is about $2.5 million. So that would be to demolish 1913, the 1950s edition in the back of the library, the 1970s edition, which we know where the Lamb Room is. That demolition cost plus hardscaping, softscaping, and creating a lawn is $2.5 million. So the cost of keeping 1913 is really affordable and way, way less. It's under $1 million. So it's a really affordable thing to do for the town. Saves the town $2.5 million because we already have the landscape. We already have the green space, and we get to keep the building, which is revenue producing. So let's just go back to our number one strategy, which is that we welcome a new library, but we want to preserve the old, and that people who have donated to the new library can also double donate. They can donate because the library may decide that they're going to get involved in saving the 1913 library, which is going to be a win-win for everyone. So stay tuned for our own fundraising efforts as we attempt to secure the building, and reach out to us on our social media channels. Susan, is there anything that you would like to add, or anything that I haven't mentioned so far?
No, I just think if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me on social media. Nights and weekends are a great time, and please just look us up and follow us, like us, and share.
Terrific. Thank you so much for joining us today. I thank you for your time, and thanks everyone for listening to us. Okay, bye-bye.